Opponents of Heathrow expansion celebrate as the appeal court rules the decision to approve a third runway was unlawful because the government failed to consider its commitments under the Paris Climate Accord. Those bringing the case, including London Mayor Sadiq Khan, said it should be the end of the road.
I'm now calling on the government not to review its plans for runway 3, but to abandon their plans for runway 3.
The court said the third runway could go ahead if it's proved to be compatible with wider government climate policy, which includes cutting carbon emissions to net zero. But tellingly, the government says it will not appeal, and Boris Johnson, who once said he'd lie in front of the bulldozers, may be quietly celebrating this defeat. Heathrow is not, and say they will appeal, urging the government to press ahead.
Without expanding our hub airport, we will be flying through someone else's hub, Paris, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, in order to get to global markets. That is how serious this is to the future of the UK.
For communities in the path of the proposed runway, this is at least a stay of execution. Campaigners say it's a turning point.
We have to have all sectors playing their part. Climate change is real, it's happening, it's affecting people now, and we have to take action.
For residents of some of the 700 homes under threat, there is relief.
Whether or not it will be the end of appeals after appeal after appeal, I don't know. But certainly at the moment, it's really good positive news.
This judgment is a stunning victory for these campaigners, but it is also a landmark ruling that could affect major infrastructure projects for decades. It turns the rhetoric around carbon reduction into concrete case law.
Lawyers say the judgment makes climate change a priority for all future development.
It's a real moment in the UK particularly to see the Paris Agreement having this kind of impact domestically. And I think it's actually a moment beyond the UK. I think other countries will be looking at this and realising actually that the Paris Agreement has impact, in domestic courts, in real hard cases.
The government says it remains committed to increasing air capacity, but wherever it chooses, airport expansion will be harder to get off the ground. Paul Kelso, Sky News.